Well, hello, gentlemen. How's it going?
We had 4 for a week, and that was just too good.
That was enough.
It's
Apparently.
going pretty well. It's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Had a decent weekend.
Yeah. So it's the weekend before 4th of July, which means it's most likely the weekend that you're celebrating the 4th of July. So what did you guys do?
Benny, you can go first because I want to hear more about your
Ben-
escapade.
Ben took in
and
a
your
show.
pictures. Yep.
Yeah, well, so I went home to, well, not home, to my campsite that my family has in a place called Blue Haven Campground. Yeah, it's
Shout
I was
out.
just going there for the night yesterday to stay, and then we were going to be having our like big barbecue like food. My brother is a big smoker guy, so he had 4 racks of ribs and a brisket in the smoker.
Oh my god, dude! How big is this smoker?
Pretty decent size.
Right? Jesus.
And the nice thing, well, what ended up being the really nice thing is that it's automated and he can control it with his phone, which was good when at around 3 this morning, he got called by some people at the campground because he works at the RV dealership that is like among the same business as the campground, like under the same umbrella. So like he got called super early when he was actually already up getting all of like the meat on to cook at like 2:30 in the morning. And we had rain like all day and all night to the point where there was like severe flooding in good decent sized chunks of the place. Like a solid like half of the place got flooded. That's going to be some crazy cleanup after. But yeah, I didn't hear about it until like 6 in the morning when I woke up to my mom and she was like, yeah, like half the campground is underwater. Noah's been out and about. And I was like, oh, do they need people? And they're like, no, it's kind of already all done. Well, it wasn't all done, but like they had done everything they needed to do. They had evacuated part of the campsite. I was like, okay. So I went back to sleep and then went out after like 9 to like look at everything. And like literally half of the campground was like underwater. So that was nuts. You knew it was bad when you walked out of the campsite and heard rushing water when you normally don't hear any water from that river that goes through the campsite there. I'm like, oh, well, this is a bad sign because we're a good ways away from where that river is. So like, wasn't great. Could have been a lot better. But we were lucky in that our family's sites just happened to be in the higher ground part of the campground. So we were all okay, but yeah, a lot of people were not as lucky. But yeah, my brother had gotten the ribs and the brisket on before all that went down, so we still had them. That was a really good dinner to cap off. Not the best day and a half of time for the area, but it was tasty.
Nice.
Dude, I need a smoker.
Yeah, I feel like you fuck with that pretty hard.
I need a grill. I need it somewhere that I can put this shit first. Is actually what's happening.
Yeah, apartment living is not the best
No.
for any of that jazz.
You could do some
I could probably like stow it under the like stairs at my place and like tow it onto the front lawn.
Yeah, dude. Right out on the road. Just be sitting there. You know what you'd have to do though? You'd have to like be shirtless in a apron.
Shirtless in an apron, and then the white Asics on white Asics or white New Balances. One or the
tall white socks.
Yeah.
White New Balance, dude. It's the way to go.
Yeah.
The way to go.
Eric, you just got here from a shindig.
Yeah, I did. So my cousins, my cousin Brian and his wife Jen are up from Florida with their 3 kids.
Very nice.
So I got to see the cousins for the first time in a while, and we just had I said barbecue food, but it's funny. I guess we didn't have like burgers or hot dogs. We just had like a bunch of Italian food. So like eggplant rollatini, eggplant rollatini, baked ziti, chicken cutlet, and then a hero, some mac and potato salad. Excellent, very excellent.
Nice. That's barbecue food.
So yeah.
The potato salad, especially.
Sounds tasty to me.
Classic.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah, it was nice catching up with everyone. Got to see Grandma was there. Grandma Gloria was there. Hell yeah! Shout out to Grandma on the pod.
Shout out Grandma Gloria.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun seeing everyone and just hanging out. And then that's pretty much all I did today, honestly.
Cool.
In terms of like in the evening, I just took it easy. That's it.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Mike.
I was gone this weekend. From yesterday at 9 a.m. to today at like 4. But we went. Danielle's mom's side of the family was having a big get together, and
Nice.
so I was like, okay, I'll go to that and I'll meet a bunch of people. And I met a bunch of people. I did, because her mom has 6 siblings. She is the 7th, though, isn't she? Yeah. So her mom is one of 7 kids.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They got it's a big family with a lot of people to remember. But I did okay.
You deserve.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun. And then we hung out this morning, had some breakfast, and then drove back here. So
I have
no
a
big
question.
parties yet.
Did you guys play like backyard games though, like Can Jam, like cornhole, like anything like that?
Wasn't any backyard games like that. There was a bunch of kids around, because because Danielle's mom is the youngest of her siblings. So everybody else, a lot of her siblings have kids that have grandkids already.
Oh,
so
shit.
there was a bunch of grandkids and like other cousins and stuff like that running around. So that was funny. There was a little girl who I think was not supposed to go in the pool and was just playing by the little pool with like a little squirt gun that you like suck water up and then you shoot it out. I don't think she was supposed to go in the pool, but like you look over like 10 minutes later and she's just in the pool. Like fully laying in the pool. It was like, oh, okay.
Was she doing all right?
Yeah, no,
there you go.
no one cared. They were like, whatever.
It's like, all right, well, she's not drowning.
It was just funny, yeah. No, it was like a little kiddie pool. I mean, you could still drown.
Oh, okay. That'd be hard.
Yeah, you'd have to just lay down. Face down. 2 inches. Did you know? That's science. 2 inches is all you need to drown. Huh. But you also have to be able to not move, probably.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty.
Yeah, you just like have to sit there absolutely still and accept your fate.
Yeah. Are you guys doing anything like next weekend or throughout the week? Probably not, right? You guys get
Tuesday.
You get Tuesday off, right?
We were given a day just during the week to do, but because of our bullshit system we've had since January, where everything's getting printed in Boston, we normally have an early deadline at 6 p.m. But for whatever reason, for their holiday scheduling or whatever, this week, for the Tuesday paper that was going to be released on the 4th, they needed the pages by noon.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, noon tomorrow.
Oh,
so
geez.
we just did all of the pages of it we could that had like more like evergreen stuff on them on Friday, and then had the guy that was doing the Monday pages tonight do like the last few with some newer stories tonight and submit the pages, because we're like, if they all need to be in by noon on Monday, there's not really any point in us being here on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, nice. So we all took our day off tomorrow and have a long weekend. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's a good planning.
Yeah.
So you got Monday, you got Tuesday. Are you doing anything Tuesday, Eric?
Yeah. So we're going to Caroline's rooftop, because you can see all the fireworks from our rooftop.
Oh, that's
nice.
Smart.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Yeah.
And you guys, now you guys get it because you were finally up there.
You get all the views you need. Yeah.
So that's gonna be crazy. You see all the local hooligans shooting the fireworks off. You see all the fireworks in the distance, like the big barge fireworks. You get a little bit of everything.
Because I live in Plattsburgh and there's nothing stopping the view. I can just walk outside my house and
just
go look in the general direction of downtown and just be like, oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Here's my question though: is anyone going to partake in being a local hooligan and shoot off their own fireworks?
I don't think so.
Probably not. I have done that once or twice in my time,
it's fun.
But
same. It's fun.
But yeah,
I've never shot off fireworks.
It's good.
It's exciting. It is exciting.
Okay. Maybe one day.
Very smoky, but you know.
Yeah.
But also be careful, because I've always been semi-paranoid of fireworks from a very young age. Which it's not really paranoid because it's just dangerous. But
Dude,
there
you're
was
shooting
one time,
rockets. You're shooting rockets. Is really what
there
you're
was
doing.
one time at how the High Falls Park used to always do July 4th.
Theirs is awesome,
yeah, and it was we did it. We put on a show. I don't think they've been doing it ever since we sold it. But
a bunch of wet blankets.
Yeah, I mean it was fucking expensive. It was always just a loss every year. But there was one year where one of the guys with the company we hired, it's like something fucked up and one went sideways and then went off and got lodged in a dude's leg without going off.
Oh, well, at least it didn't go off.
I don't remember much else, but I don't know what the process of is getting that out of him. You must have to be so insanely careful because it's it's essentially just a live explosive at that point. Or I don't know how firework science works, but
at least it didn't go off.
It doesn't sound great.
As long as it's not lit, I'm sure it
should be safe. I don't know. I don't know enough to say, but it wasn't a great time. And then from the stories I've heard, apparently when the fire department came with the trucks and ambulances to get the guys, they at first drove over more that had been set up that they never set off. And my dad had to be fucking no, back up, back up. And luckily nothing happened there either from what I remember. But
Jesus H, man.
I think we got a different company after that year.
See, this is why I don't want to shoot off my own fireworks.
I was going to say, if you're listening to this podcast, watch the fireworks. Don't shoot them off.
Be very careful. Or be very, very careful if you do.
Yeah.
Lucky thing is, most fireworks that people can buy just at stores. I mean, they can get pretty decent power, but most of them aren't that crazy. A Roman candle, you can hold in your hand and fling sparks at people and might burn them.
It might burn them. Okay, well anyway, also boys, look at this, check it out. New Baja Blast. Caribbean Splash.
They changed Baja Blast?
No, this is just
a subversion.
So I didn't think, because Baja Blast is a specialty, so they did a specialty of a specialty.
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I respect that.
That stopped being a Taco Bell exclusive ages ago.
It did.
Yeah.
We like the money. We like the money that comes from just selling this.
So what's the all right,
it's
Mike?
Popular.
Where do you rank it? Where do you rank it?
This one?
Yeah. What is it compared to the Boaja itself?
Well, it's not. It's nowhere near as good as original Boaja. Nowhere near.
Wow.
But it's not bad. It's it's not bad. I give it a not bad.
Not bad. Would have if ice cold and very hot outside.
Yeah. No, my rating system is
it's not bad out of 10.
It doesn't. I got not bad, okay, decent. I don't actually give anything an actual number rating. Okay, well, you guys want to talk about a bit of hockey?
I mean, I guess that is the podcast.
Jesus H, a lot's going on.
Yeah,
stuff happened.
All the free agency stuff, trying to keep track of it all, I've just realized over the past, it's
also because Twitter broke yesterday.
I saw that. I don't know what happened.
Didn't help.
It never happened to me because I don't hang out on Twitter that much. So I never had my 6,000 tweets or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, it's only 6,000 for verified users. It's 600 for non-verified.
Oh, well then I didn't even see my 600 tweets.
You can clear out pretty quick if you're just on your phone far too much like me. But also I was trying to use it to follow free agency shit because that's what I always do. That's how I get hockey news.
Yeah.
And it was not having a great time. Although now I don't seem to be affected. I can seem to just be able to just do it. I don't know.
It did say it was a temporary thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know temporary was going to be a day, but
yeah. But some people are saying it's still being wonky. I don't know.
Who knows?
At this point, I kind of just want it to break to get me off of my phone as much.
You could just not be on your phone.
Yeah,
I believe in your self-control. I believe in your ability.
But yeah, free agency, or do we want to start with draft?
Let's just go with the draft first. Let's go with the draft first. Yeah. Actually, you know what? First, trophies. because those
Well,
happened.
pretty much all right about all of the predictable.
Let's get him out of the
We were
way.
basically correct about everything. McDavid, Carlson for the Norris, Beniers with the Calder, Allmark for the Vezina, Bergeron with the Selke. You had that one right. And then obviously Art Ross and the Rocket McDavid gets by default.
Yeah,
Legend.
the ones we knew.
Yeah, and then the Jack Adams goes to Jim Montgomery, which makes me mad.
Yeah.
We'll move on from that.
I thought, yeah, okay. Yeah,
I get it, but also, I've said it before. When the Lightning did this, John Cooper didn't get to Jack Adams.
I think Lindy Ruff should have got it.
I think that's who I would.
I don't know if it's like sound reasoning, but I think the reasoning there would be they thought
the Lightning had a better team.
The Lightning was a more obviously better team. Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
Also, I mean,
but
this is like
John Cooper should have a.
How does he not have one?
Yeah, he should have one. Like fuck. Like
here's what I think.
The team he has is too good on paper to have him win it.
Yeah.
Two things. So Montgomery did also. I mean, the other feel good part of this, I guess, was like he recovered from alcoholism, and he's obviously been like.
Yeah, he did have a cool turnaround where he had to leave the Dallas job because it was interfering in his work life.
Yeah,
and, just wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, but that's not the Jack Adams award. That's that's another award for that.
That is the Bill Masterton. Trophy.
Yeah. And that's what it's that's what I was alluding to.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was going to say is they're just going to rename. Dude, don't worry, they're going to rename the Jack Adams Award to the John Cooper Award. It's going to happen.
No,
John Cooper's he's not going to win an award. He's going to become the award.
No, because who's the winningest coach? Like, if you're gonna name it after a coach, you got to name it after the guy who's won the most.
The winningest NHL
Bowman
coach. It probably is.
No,
I know it was for a while.
You just got to name it after the coolest dude.
The coolest guy.
John Cooper, coolest dude.
I love that winningest is an actual word.
Yeah, man, winningest.
It's just
one who wins the most.
It doesn't sound like it should be. It sounds like not a word.
It does sort of.
It sounds like stupider. It's like
stupider.
Who's stupider? Scotty Bowman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so if anything, it's gonna be rebranded the Bowman.
Do you want to guess
the Bowman Trophy?
Whose second place is though?
Joel Quenneville.
Oh, wait a minute. This is. I almost got fucked by Google. It was saying from sources across the web, and it has just a bunch of names. It doesn't actually. I don't think it's the actual.
Yeah, you gotta go to. I don't even know where the fuck you are. HockeyDB?
I went to NHL.com and it actually kind of worked this time.
Oh, nice.
For once. Scott, I think the key secret is you don't go to NHL.com and search in their search function. You search on Google and then they find the right
They find the right page? All right.
But it was Scotty Bowman and then, yes, Joel Quenneville. And then right behind him by 55 games, but probably won't pass him now because he changed positions. Barry Trotz.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nice. Trotz, man.
It is kind of wild, though.
Give us 4 and 5.
4 and 5. 4 is Ken Hitchcock, and 5 is Lindy Ruff.
Oh,
wow.
Lindy Ruff is the only one out of that top 5 to not have a cup.
Is he also the only one that's active?
Yes.
Joel Quenneville will probably come back.
Joel Quenneville is trying to get back in, yeah.
Lindy Ruff
it's funny, just out in that
top
top 5. It's funny, at 6 is Al Arbor, but he has 4 cups.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I think he's all right with his situation.
Yeah, he'll be okay with that.
But then Scotty Bowman up at the top with 9. I mean, it helps. I think it was with the 70s Habs dynasty, so there's 4 right there.
Yeah, it's easy when you just get a bunch.
Also, that's what I was going to say. The award, I get it should be named after the winningest coach, but the winningest coach is probably someone.
Was Jack Adams even a coach?
Anymore. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, was he?
I know. I think he was involved with.
Let's
Dallas.
just make up a name. Let's just make up a name, boys.
Canadians ice hockey player.
the Cooper Cup. Let's just call it the coach.
Okay, he was a player. He was a player, coach, and general manager. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay.
I think he was like a.
So let's rename it to the Trotz Award.
I also wanted. I also want to say he was one of the guys who did all the union busting when Ted Lindsay tried to make the NHLPA before the NHLPA existed. He tried and failed, and then the NHLPA came down the line.
Come on, man. Come on, Jack.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the draft. I don't know who the Lightning took because it doesn't really matter. At least not right now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
you'll know
really
if any of
attention.
those players are interesting in about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
In this segment, yeah, Mike. So you're like the Lightning, whatever.
Yeah.
The Islanders didn't have any like first or second round picks. I don't think. I think it was just a third round pick. So like I don't really have anything to say about that either. But I want to hear from you, Ben, because holy Jesus, Habs Twitter.
Yeah, and also
was all over my timeline.
And what's wrong with Carey Price? What happened? Did they
There's a lot to unpack.
Did they just
There's so much.
I felt bad for him too. I'm like, you put this athlete up there to talk in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Well, it was because he was our last 5th overall pick, so here he is to pick cool. our next 5th overall. It was, and by all rights, like it's not that hard to, but like we've all blanked before.
Yeah.
And like apparently Elliot Friedman said like he saw Carey off stage after, and he was like, I don't fucking know what happened. Like it just happened. And then Elliot apparently said, Carey, people will move on, it'll be fine. And they will. They're clowning on him for Twitter for like a week, and then
that's it.
No one's ever gonna care.
I mean, it'll really get brought up every once in a while on Habs Twitter as a joke. And like there's already I saw a joke floating around where it was David Long Pause Reinbacher.
Jeez, man.
How funny is it gonna be when this kid ends up being a generational, he's like the next Hab, the next big Hab. You know what I mean? How funny is that gonna be?
That would be crazy. It just quickly before the draft though, because there was a pretty significant thing that happened. It's almost a carbon copy as last year, where there pretty much almost certainly was a prospective Dubois deal on the table last year. He went to the draft and it was all but confirmed in reporting that he was going to get sent there, and then that fell through. And then they got Kirby Dach as like a reclamation project because like, all right, well, we got to get a center. This year, he goes to LA, and then they immediately trade 2 picks for Alex Newhook from Colorado, which not at all the same level of hockey player. But again, young center rehabilitation project, but also showed flashes last year kind of thing. Like literally the same trade as Kirby Dach.
Yeah.
Like to a T.
Yeah.
So that was before the draft. So going in, they had 2 first-round picks, a second and a third. They send their late first, which was Florida's, the 31st overall, and their early second at 37th to Colorado for Newhook. So then all the picks they had was first round and then to third round. Then first round rolls around and the picks start going. And I saw Adam Fantilli not get taken second. And I'm like,
ooh, interesting.
I'm like, there's no way he's going to fall, right?
Yeah.
There's no way he's going to. And then Columbus just saved me from being too hopeful. And they were like, no, we're taking him. And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks.
That was the dialogue between you and Columbus.
yeah, in my head, yeah.
Thanks.
And then who was fourth? It was San Jose. Who'd they end up taking?
Oh, they took
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yep,
right.
That's right.
Who was the other guy? I was wondering.
Fresh
I was wondering if they were going to maybe go for Matvei Michkov. I was secretly kind of hoping they were going to go for Matvei Michkov because I didn't think the Habs were going to take him going into it. But I knew that the Habs liked Will Smith. So I was like, if they can take Michkov, because he's probably not going to be over for a few years, and San Jose is going to be booty cheeks for a couple more years anyway, maybe they'll take Michkov. Will Smith will follow the Habs. We get our center. But no, they took Will Smith, and I'm like, they're not going to take Michkov. Sure enough, they didn't take Michkov. They took David Reinbacher, which, first of all, him as a player, slated by a lot of people as the best defenseman available in this draft. very good right-handed defenseman. Played very strong year in the Swiss league this year as an 18-year-old in like a pro men's league. Was very good. Which it was a little tidbit about that I saw from a guy who does data tracking for that league that I hadn't thought about was since this Russia invasion of Ukraine, a lot of people that aren't Russian jumped out of the KHL and went to other European leagues.
Oh.
So the last year or so, all those European leagues has been a lot stronger competition than in years past. So it's like he had I don't think he's gonna be a Yossi, but playing in the same league that Yossi played in, he had just as good a year in a higher competitive level of that league. I saw. I
see. Okay.
All of this is a whole lot of cope, though, because I really did want them to get Michkov. I think Reinbacher is still going to be a good player. I need to say that. That's why I said all of this in the start. Is I do think he's going to be a good player. And some of the things that were said on Habs Twitter.
What did they saying he was a bum?
Some of that, like the general like
there's always those guys.
Range of just Twitter takes. Then one guy, it was actually a couple people, but the one I like distinctly remember was a guy had like actually made the whole image, didn't just make a tweet. Was worst thing to come out of Austria, this or this, and it was him and then Hitler.
Oh no!
And I was like,
that's a little okay. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration there. So
you think maybe you think that might just be a really terrible thing to do? And then like when he got called out on it, he was like, man, you're just being too soft. And I'm like, no, man, you just shouldn't do that. Like you just shouldn't. And so there was a range.
I didn't know Hitler was Austrian.
Yeah, he's Austrian. Yeah,
that's
yeah. Well, Germany at that point in time.
How are you gonna let an Austrian come in and run your country?
Well, like that, Austria had like Russia was like a weird thing for a long. Like the whole area is kind of just German-esque.
Yeah.
For a long time, Germany's pretty new as a.
Are we about to become a history podcast?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, me with my 2.5 semesters.
I don't got shit to say about history. I know nothing.
But yeah, so there was a range of takes, but the takes I did kind of sort of agree with was like there has been such a lack of scoring with the Habs over the last like 25 years. And it's tough. True. It's tough to see that high end of a goal scoring prospect get passed by for what a lot of people viewed as the safer pick, which is all the Habs have been doing for several years. Well, although actually, I don't know if Yaroslav Slavkovsky was the safer pick. That was just weird.
I would have said Shane Wright is the safer pick because everybody was like, he's gonna go.
Yes. I don't know if that's the one, but it's also still not that great a pick from what we've seen. So anyway,
1 year.
We haven't had a lot of chance, right? There's still time. But in terms of years past, like in so many different management groups, it's just been the same fucking thing for so long, and there's been so many whiffs on. Well, I mean, whiffs just guys that are just like, he'll surely make the NHL. It's like, okay, that's great, but we'd like him to like be able to do a lot of things if he does
be
make
really
it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
there's just a lot of that built up, and to see somebody with such a high end talent level get passed over just made a lot of people mad.
Do you think they have plans? Do you think they see somebody that has their contract coming up in the future here in like the next like 2 years that they're gonna grab?
I'm thinking they might, or they might have their eye on whatever they think might be the next Matt Tkachuk situation in terms of a talented RFA that wants out, which would kind of square away with like a lot of their like speed boost hacks they've been trying to apply to this rebuild with getting guys like Doc and Newhook and all of these guys that are already like 2 or 3 years into their development and project to have some decent like ability because they don't want to be starting from 18 because they want to get guys in to start meshing with Suzuki and Caulfield as fast as possible kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh geez, sorry, I got a hiccup. So I hope there's a plan like that in the works, because that would make things make a lot more sense and would make it's like this was like one of the most offensively loaded drafts.
And you take a defenseman at 5.
And you take a defenseman. That's the part where people were like, yeah, he's probably going to be good, but like,
you probably could have had a really good offensive player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So it was just a little tough, but like, what was tougher was their picks in the later rounds were just all across the board.
I mean, it's a crapshoot up there, man.
Yes, but they took 3 goalies.
Well,
they took 3 goalies. One of them at 69th overall, which is pretty nice.
Oh, nice.
But I really hope he turns out. Which also was
the one
that
69.
Which also was one that, like, from all of the prospect people I follow, they were tweeting around. I was like, that actually might be a pretty decent sleeper pick. So I'm like, okay, cool. The rest were
3 goalies, huh?
Yeah, 3 goalies. They reached pretty hard on Arbor Xhekai's brother, Florian Xhekai, at 101st. They took him in the 4th round, where like all of the scout guys I follow were like, yeah, he probably was going to be around in the 7th. And I'm like, cool. It's like, yeah, sure, it's a 4th round pick. Those don't have that high of a chance of panning out usually, but like you want to give yourself the best chances
to hit on something.
Yeah, and
Yikes.
it's like it's cool that it's Arbor's brother, but like
that's basically it.
Good at hockey. It's like there was just some questionable things.
They should have taken a goalie at number 5. That's what they should have done.
Mike. No. So like, it was just kind of there was a very big ending of the honeymoon period with Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton on Habs Twitter. Just across the 2 days that they paid a 1st and a 2nd for Alex Newhook, and then took Reinbacher at 5th. There were just a lot of people not having it, and
yeah,
I admittedly didn't love the day. They gave Newhook a qualifying offer. Nothing's been signed yet. I'm hoping it's at a decent, like, Kirby Dach-esque deal, which he doesn't really have grounds for asking much more. He hasn't done much at this level yet. So, like, I can't see it being much more. So, like, if they can do something like that where he gets a chance to show his abilities this year, I guess, yeah, that's great. And Reinbacher, it sounds like, is going to be in Switzerland for 1 more year and then come over to play pro, which is honestly fine. I kind of wish they had left Slafkovsky in Finland last year, but they didn't. So that's cool. They signed former noted Ranger and Los Angeles player Lias Anderson to a 2-way deal today.
Lias Anderson, I forgot about that, dude.
Which
he
it's like
threw his medal into the.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
he was a pretty touted Rangers prospect.
That's funny.
He was a pretty touted Rangers prospect at the time. He had a really good year in the AHL last year. So, and the Habs, admittedly, they lost a lot of their Laval guys in the last couple of days. So, like, it's fine, but it on top of Alex Newhook being one of Kent Hughes's former clients as an agent, and Lias Anderson being one of Jeff Gorton and now Habs scouting manager, who pretty much everybody hates, Nick Bobrov. It was one of their guys in New York, and it's like, no, we don't already need to be doing get all our guys here. We don't need to be doing this. We don't need to be going down this road. But
oh man,
still hopeful. I guess.
All right then.
I think it'll be fine. I truly did not like the 2 or 3 days we had there, but like
in
the view I have of it is the grand totality of like what Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton has done so far has been positive. Like on the whole, it's been positive. So I'm not ready to just be like, these two moves, fuck you. We're in the toilet. We're never gonna get out of this rebuild. Like, there was a lot of that on the night of the draft, which, like, yeah, some of it was probably justified, but like, there were some people immediately being like, fuck this team, never gonna do anything, never gonna. I'm like, okay, guys,
calm down,
chill, calm down.
Listen, if you're really hoping that your draft picks turn into, like, you know, your future core, like if it's going to be an important part, I don't know. I mean, I guess
that is the way you should do
I guess
it. Yeah,
it
like,
is,
and
but
the grand scheme of thing, that's like, but like, also, Tampa took Braden Point in like what, the third round, fourth round?
Actually, let me look. Actually, I have their
good question.
I have their draft choices up because I wanted to go through a few things that are fucking wild, and I will.
Like, wait,
Braden Point was
draft.
third. Yes, third round, 79th overall. Braden Point, who is now
I want to say
top 10 center.
I want to say Kucherov was kind of late too. I don't think he was first round.
Kucherov. Okay, so listen to this. Kucherov, second round, 58 overall. Nikita Kucherov.
So it was like,
and the Lightning had a first round selection, and they took Vlad Nemesnikov there.
Hey, I mean, you came out of the year you came out of the draft with Kucherov, so like, everything's fine.
Andre Palat also coming out of that draft in the 7th round.
Fucking god,
dude, that's their player development. Their player development. I'm going to Florida. I'm paying for player development there.
They're just good at developing.
That's like the year the Habs took Pacioretty, McDonough, and Subban in the same year, and proceeded to trade all of them.
Got rid of all of them. Yep.
Yup.
And you traded probably the best one first.
Yup. Didn't even play a game as a Hab. Great. We got Scott Gomez though.
Yeah. You love Gomer.
He was making, I think, $7 million in like 2010.
Dang, man, that's expensive.
So like,
it's expensive.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh god, that was a dark time.
That was a dark time.
The only like crazy draft pick that I have isn't even that crazy for the Isles, and it's just Brock Nelson. He was the first round, but he was 30th overall.
My favorite, like, way back one that I love to bring up because the round doesn't exist anymore is was it 9th or 11th? Well, one or the other. Yaroslav Halak got picked in. It was either the 9th or the 11th round. Yeah, and it was 271st overall. Woo. I think. I think he like had more games played in the NHL than all but like one or two goalies in that same draft year. Like,
that's funny. Listen to this. I'm going to run you through some Lightning draft picks.
Yeah, give us
because some of these are wild that I didn't even know the Lightning took them. First of all, 2014, first round, 19th overall, Tony DeAngelo. The Lightning drafted Tony DeAngelo, and he never played for him, obviously. Yeah.
When did that happened?
Let me look and see.
Wait, did he go to the Rangers in like one of the 50 different trades you guys did with each other?
He must have.
Early to mid 2010s.
He must have. 2014, maybe we traded Tony DeAngelo to the Rangers with Marty.
I need to know. That would be such a weird mix of.
It's just weird, right? Okay, let's see some other. Connor Ingram was a Lightning draft pick. Oh, ninth. It was ninth round. Ross Colton, that one we know. My God, there's just like a bunch of guys that have never played for them, which I guess is how it goes. Well, we took Slater Cuckoo before Andrei Vasilevsky.
That's awesome, dude.
That was fun. I know this because I think I saw it in a urinating tree video. That pick you got Vasilevsky with was Detroit's, who I believe they traded to get Kyle Quincy, I think. Yeah. And it was after Steve Yzerman had been with the Detroit organization being like groomed to be their next GM. And then Ken Holland was like, actually, I want to stay. And then he went to Tampa and made that trade to get that. And he essentially stole Andrei Vasilevsky from
basically,
Detroit.
Yeah, right? Dang.
I love whatabouts or what ifs rather, like that. It's like, what if he had actually taken that job and gotten a chance to start the Iser plan earlier? Which side note, we need to talk about Detroit later.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Okay, yeah. Let's get back on track. That was my fault. So yeah, the draft went by. I think the Lightning did actually end up picking early second round. Because they traded they traded with Colorado and they got an early pick or some shit. I don't remember. But we can get into that after. Do you guys want to take a quick little break? Because we are 40 minutes in. So we take a little break. Then we can come back with all free agent shiz. We can scream right through it. But first, obviously.
Well, do we want to did there anything in the draft for you, Eric? Did we do this already?
No, I will just say, it was I said third round. It was the second round. And the Islanders drafted Danny Nelson, another Nelson.
Nice.
I don't know anything about him.
Come on, Danny.
There's a local story too.
Yeah, there is.
But finish your thought, Eric. You had something else?
No, that was it. That was it. It was the local store.
I'm gonna bring it up.
So we live.
Read it off.
We live very close to a Native American reservation. It's the Akwesasne Mohawk Reservation.
Yes.
And somebody got drafted who is from there.
Yeah, a player
very
from there got drafted.
Awesome.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't remember his name, but I did see that, and I was like, oh, Akwesasne. And I was like, why does that sound familiar? I was like, oh wait, that's right.
Is on the press website. Okay, yeah. So it was. Why is his? Oh, there it is. Kerry Terrence Jr. Was drafted. Where is it? 59th overall in the second round to the Anaheim Ducks. So he's pretty decent. Second round pick. Like those are the guys where it's like, pretty good. Might not hit, but pretty good chance. Like it falls off after the first round. But
what did you say? 59?
Yeah.
Kucherov was 58.
So he is the next.
Wow.
What you are saying right now.
It's confirmed.
Kucherov was 58, dude.
Future Kucherov, Kerry Terrence.
Yes, we just need him to get traded to the Lightning.
Future. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's the first guy from our area since 2008. Zach Bogosian.
Say it. Bogo.
At the Bogo train.
All you Tampa Bay fans out there, you all know and love Zach Bogosian.
47 points, 30 goals. There are 30 of those being goals in the season.
This guy doesn't pass.
And was a member of Team USA for the 2023 IIHF Under-18 World Championships.
Nice.
Yo. So was Danny Nelson. just put. That's the only thing I had to say about Danny Nelson.
Can Danny Nelson be the new Danny Boygas?
But
did you say who's Danny Nelson? It's the Islanders draft pick in round 2.
Okay. I had already forgotten.
Oh, you already forgot. I'm sorry. No. You know what? No, I ruined the moment of this young kid.
Kerry Terrence.
I just thought that was a cool little tidbit.
That's really fun.
Which you almost never hear. He was playing with the Erie Otters, so he was playing downstate a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, or upstate for you guys, or state for you, Mike.
I actually don't know.
But yeah. So
Ben, how old is he? How old is he?
I'm gonna guess 18.
18. Okay.
Probably.
So we probably won't see him in the NHL.
We might see
him. He's with Anaheim, so we'll see him sooner than
We might see him sooner.
He'll get a preseason game probably.
Yeah. That's cool. Very fun. I will be keeping an eye on that guy.
Same. Yeah.
All right, you guys want to take a you want to do a little hurdle and then take a break? All right, let's do this.
Hurdle time.
Let's do this thing.
Hurdle time, boys.
Why isn't it open now? There we go. I did see that and I was very excited. I was like, hey, I'm from near there.
Indeed.
Oh my God.
All right, who's watching?
Oh, I'm watching.
I'm watching too.
All right. Oh, that's I know who that is. That's Danny Nelson.
Yeah.
Good callback.
Type it in right now. Type it in right now and see if there's a Danny Nelson already in the
Oh,
edge.
Danielle says Braden Point. I don't think so, Danielle. His hair is bigger.
Should we use a
Well,
Danielle?
we need a name. So if this,
Yeah, let's do a Danielle guess.
Give a Danielle guess to get it going.
Okay, it's not Braden Point.
And that didn't help at all.
That really didn't help. We know it's in the West. That's about all we got, and it's not a center.
Well, it's gonna be a
Or
Pacific
Canadian.
Division player, so we might as well start guessing there now.
I don't know if this is updated. That's the thing. I don't think it is updated.
It actually might be Central because
So is this Mark Scheifele?
I want to say it's like it could be. I was gonna say it might be like a greasy Matt Duchene, like when he's got some gross hair, but
greasy Matt.
He's a center though. He's a center.
It's not Matt Duchene. It's not Matt Duchene. Look at the age. So it's a younger player.
Oh,
so
yeah. You're right.
Oh yeah, good call.
Mark Scheifele
is also too old, I think.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think he
is 27.
I think he got drafted in 2011.
Yeah, he's
actually
he's been around
for
a little bit.
Scratch that.
Because he was Winnipeg's first pick back in Winnipeg, and they went there in 2011. I'm pretty sure.
That's fun.
Wait, that's not Kaprizov, right?
He might be.
He's a winger.
He's a winger, I think. Yeah.
Oh, good job, Eric. Good try.
Okay, well, we got some info.
It is the Central left winger, 26.
Okay.
Let's think of an American on what are the Central teams?
Oh God,
was that
Nashville, Colorado, Chicago?
No, not Chicago.
Think of an American on Colorado. Is there any Colorado Americans? Is that Evan Rodriguez?
He's not. Center.
Oh, he is a center. Shit. I know he's not there anymore, but I don't think it's updated.
Wait, no, he's a defenseman.
Gosh, just give us someone in the East. Why can't it just give us someone on our teams? You know what I mean?
Because it hates us.
I feel like we've gotten a shockingly low amount of those.
We don't get any of them.
Like, I feel like we've gotten one Hab once, and it was Anderson, and it was when his haircut was different, so I couldn't even get it.
We've gotten like 2 Islanders, and that's it. I don't know if we've gotten a Bolts
I don't
player
remember
yet.
one.
Fucking
in the West.
Should we guess a Predator anyway?
Yeah, thing is, I don't know any of them anymore.
Yeah, no.
Philip Forsberg, just for funsies.
Just to get the team there.
Yeah,
he's older than that.
He is.
Forsberg.
You're right. Yeah, fuck it.
Not Swedish, not Nashville.
He's not that much older, actually. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's really not. 2 years. I could see that being. I wish you could see his mustache.
Because I know he has like little bits of his hair that kind of go back a bit. That's what
no, never mind. I'm wrong. Never mind.
Damn, man, this is gonna be somebody that I just don't know.
So it's like number 20, 19, maybe.
It's higher than 21.
Oh, higher than okay.
So
20.
like it's anywhere from like 22 to 25, pretty much.
Just think of some 23s.
Yeah, 23s.
It's gonna be some fucking Arizona player.
Oh, I forgot about Arizona.
Wait, Detroit guys. What about Detroit?
They're in the East.
They're Atlantic.
They're not Central. What am I saying?
Not anymore, sucker.
What are you in 2013?
I still am, in many regards.
I still am.
I will say the Coyotes in the Central until or the Coyotes in the Pacific until. See, there we go. There it is.
Seattle just had to come in and fuck all that.
Yeah, Seattle. I love Seattle. They can.
Let's think of Arizona. Okay, where the hell is this guy from? I'm doing Keller.
Wait a minute,
because he's American. Right?
Wait. What's Keller's? No. Don't do that. Because the number's wrong. The number's wrong on the jersey.
I have no idea what his number is.
It's 9.
His is 9.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
I was just gonna do it to get.
Oh.
I'm just trying to work it down and try and find out the team.
Fair.
Or like,
honestly, you're right.
Get like because we can get USA and.
True.
And the team.
Eliminate another team. Yeah.
Okay, so American.
Yep.
American left winger. All right, let's start thinking here. Winnipeg. How old's Kyle Connor?
I think his hair looks different. He's
I
got
think-
like
I think you're right. It's longer.
Like yeah. You know how that hair goes.
I do, yeah.
Who the fuck is on Winnipeg? Nobody anymore.
Winnipeg left wing. Yeah, they don't have much. Left wing. All
Who are
right.
the randos that they like would have brought? Like, there's always a few guys that you bring in.
What teams? What teams haven't we done yet?
Winnipeg,
So-
Chicago, Colorado. Winnipeg, Chicago, Colorado.
Dallas Stars.
Dallas.
So there's one more. Minnesota.
Oh, St. Louis. St. Louis. St. Louis. We
Oh wait, we did Minnesota. Yep. St. Louis.
Is that Jordan Kyrou?
Nah,
Is
he's
he
not
American?
I think that's too young. I
Oh,
believe
yeah,
he is
that
American.
too young.
Oh, he is.
That is too
I think
young.
so. But
Um,
left wing and the Blues. What the fuck, man?
I don't pay a single minute of attention to
This
the
is
St. Louis
tough.
Blues.
This
I
is
watch
tough.
2 St. Louis Blues games a year, and they're against the Habs.
All right, just give me a blue.
Fuck it, Kyrou. See how it goes.
We can see if he's American or not. He's not. He's
He's
Canadian.
Canadian. All right, and he's not on St. Louis. All right. Cool.
All right, give me a. We're just
Um,
gonna find the team. Give me a Dallas Star. Is this Marchment? He's Canadian.
Not a bad guess, though. Not a bad guess.
Is he Canadian?
I thought he was, but
I don't.
You know what?
I mean, to just
What,
put him. He would be.
Sure.
Wait,
I don't know what number
put
he
him.
is.
Put him.
Who's
I thought-
23 on Dallas? Can you think of whoever that is?
That's 24 on
24?
Dallas.
Is that Robertson?
Yeah.
I don't know, he's not 26 yet.
Dad. Oh, you're right. You're
Ah.
right. Damn it. He's 21. He's number 21.
Oh,
Not
fuck.
Dallas. Fuck this fucking game, man. This game sucks. You
We
suck.
have 2 guesses left.
Do you know who I was gonna say? But it's wrong because of the age. I was gonna say Tyler Johnson because he went through this weird long hair phase, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, he's way too
He is
like,
33,
yeah.
34 now, maybe. That dude's old. He doesn't look old, but he is old.
What are the chances Andreas Athanasiou is American?
Athanasiou.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Oh.
low. But do you want me to put
I'm
it?
just trying to think of like 26-ish year olds on Chicago.
Could it be like let me think here. Radish?
Who's on Colorado?
Is Radish an American? Or
Might be.
Kachuk? I'm thinking of those are the only 2 guys I know there because the lighting traded them. So who do you want me to guess? Athanasiou?
Sure. Fuck it.
There's like a oh, he's Canadian. Chicago.
Oh my god, it's Chicago. Oh,
We have 1 guess left.
dude. Number 23 on the Chicago Blackhawks.
Or 24 or 22.
24. I'm trying to think of like who Kane was playing with this
It's
season.
literally 22,
Where-
23, or 24. Oh my god, I want to guess him.
Just guess Radish. Just guess Radish. I don't fucking know anybody on Chicago.
Bjork.
Anders
Yeah.
Bjork.
I mean, like I've heard that name, but
Did
like
he
That's
just-
terrible.
Did he
dude.
just
That's
get signed?
terrible.
He might have just gotten signed there because he was on the Sabres. Did they update
I
it?
don't- maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's not do another one because that one took us too fucking long. Stupid ass game. All right. All right. We'll be back. All right. We're back. Free agent time, Ben. Why don't you repeat that? Because I wasn't back yet. We weren't back yet.
The Habs gave me nothing.
Well, then let's start with you because that'll be nice and quick.
Ben, you're a Canadiens fan, correct?
I think
Flag in
maybe.
the shirt.
And all
I'm
of the
sorry, I'm
pucks
sorry.
except for one, because I think one is a Cardinals one. Oh no, I took that one down. They're all happy.
I'm sorry.
Yes. And they didn't really do anything. They qualified a bunch of RFAs, let a couple walk that didn't really surprise me. And they signed Liz Anderson today, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
All
Love
right.
it.
Very cool. And how do you
Mike.
feel? Pretty bored.
I just want it to be September because I want them to start playing actual games so I can
Yeah.
see what's happening. Because like it doesn't sound like much else is happening with this roster unless some kind of crazy trade comes along. So like, just give me the team then. I guess I'll watch them.
Yeah, dude, I want to watch some hockey too. Shit, man, I haven't watched Lightning in forever.
Yeah.
It'll be soon enough. It'll be right around the corner before you know it.
Yeah, before we know it, boys, we'll be at the lake, drinking some beers.
Oh my God.
And then we'll have some.
Oh, I'm
hockey.
so pumped for that. I am
Yep.
so pumped for that.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Now, Eric,
Maybe by that weekend, the Long Island vlog will be out.
maybe. Eric, do you want me to go next, or do you want to go? Go?
Mike,
I'm sorry. I don't know why I came for you so hard there.
Yeah, dang, man. Aaron is the one who comes for me and that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll do that July 4th if we don't do anything. Do some work.
I
Some
want
work.
you. I want you to go next.
Okay. All right. So the Lightning, as we know, this was kind of their last kick at the can with this group, as it was constructed.
Did a
we
little
had-
deconstruction, yeah.
Because Kaloran came off, and if he wanted to make any significant money or get a significant
he
raise,
apparently wanted to.
yes, apparently he wanted to. It's unfortunate, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So he, if he wanted to get a raise, he was going to be gone. Ross Colton was going to be gone because if he wanted a raise, it just wouldn't be worth it for whatever he's going to make to work with the Tampa's cap. Perry, his contract was up. There's a lot of people that needed contracts that just weren't going to get them. So first to go is Ross Colton. We traded his rights because he was an RFA, and we got a 2023. We got a second rounder from Colorado. So Colton goes to Colorado. That'll be a fine addition for them. He'll be okay. He's a good player. Just watch. You know what'll happen is he'll be the Carter Verhaeghe. He'll be the next Carter Verhaeghe.
Yeah, the next Carter.
The next
Oh.
insane.
Are you really gonna?
The next insane talent that Tampa Bay just doesn't have the money to hold on to.
There's
Yeah.
nothing I hate more than when the article just says 4-year total amount of money and doesn't have the
Doesn't have the
AAV
split.
anywhere in the story.
Then you got to do math.
Fucking Sportsnet. I'm gonna look at the TSN one.
Why is that his
Fucking
deal? 4 years.
TSN one actually has the AAV.
Interesting.
Maybe TSN is superior.
The bar down
Um,
boys and girls.
Yeah, so 4 years, 6.25 AAV.
That's for Kaloran.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Kaloran. He was making, I just saw his old
4.1.
value when it was 2.7. So it said, or that might have
wasn't
been
his-
also wrong.
That
'cause it
wasn't
was
his. That's not his cap. His cap hit was his cap hit was at least 4 million. His cap.
It
hit
might
was
have
not
been Google
2.7.
lying to me again.
Yeah, that was not. That might have been his salary. It might have been signing bonuses. That might have been his actual salary, but his
I think
his,
that was it was the automatic thing at the top lying to me again. Thank
Yeah.
you, Google.
his cap hit was like 4.1. So he was a steal for what he brings to the table at that price. So yeah. I mean, so he goes to Anaheim.
See how that really makes sense for them?
So here's why it kind of upsets me. I have no problem with him going and getting his money
Yeah.
because He's been a loyal soldier. He's been and he's been a great player for us. I'm glad he can go finally get like a little bit bigger contract. But what annoys me is I think he's 33 or 34 years old. When the Seattle I think it was the Seattle expansion draft. He was left unprotected, and he was like, "I really want to, I want to retire a Bolt." And he had the chance to do that here. He just had to take less money. I don't blame him for going and taking this big contract because that's awesome. But it's too bad that he couldn't stick around. But that's okay. He'll be okay. He's gonna retire before they are even close to good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like maybe the last year of it, they might be like on the upswing if like all goes well and like all of their things hit that they want to have hit. And
because it was the worst team in the league.
Oh, they were dog shit. Like it was not even pretty to watch. Like the Habs and the Chicagos and even the Arizonas to a degree, like made enough games watchable and like had some degree of compete. Anaheim was just bad.
They were just bad the whole time.
They were bad.
And also, they're a younger team, so they're gonna be faster. And Killorn's just not fast. And
him keeping up with them is.
I've never seen anybody fall more.
You know what's funny about that, Mike? I was looking through the comments on Twitter of the signing to Anaheim, and do you know how many Bolts fans are like, enjoy watching this guy be laying on the ice because he can't skate? It was so fun. Because obviously I don't watch enough Tampa to see that, but I'm like, wow, it's exactly like you said.
So he's a good player, but that dude falls a lot for no reason, it seems.
Those knees aren't what they used to be.
Yeah.
Those are well, I guess they're about 3.125 mil a year knees right there, man.
I guess so, man. So the Lightning had Brisebois had some work to do. And he's done okay. He's got no room. I don't know. He's got no cap space to work with. It's all going to come down to if we can get these. You always talk about guys. They're going out and getting guys. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's all gonna we're gonna have to see if they can fit these guys into the system and if they can do well in the system.
Yeah. You're at the point of this is what happens after like 4 to 5 years of just full throttle going for it. It is, yeah. You come out of that, you have a lot of really expensive contracts because you've accumulated a lot of really good players.
Yep.
And then
who have performed very well.
Yeah, so you can't keep them all around.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty confident they'll be able to do the turnaround, though.
We'll see.
But another noted former Tampa Bay Lightning getting just massively overpaid. $4 million for Corey Perry.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Chicago
really wants guys. Like
1 year, $4 million. Holy shit!
Like on Corey Perry's end, I fully get it because he's like, I'm old as fuck. Why do I want to be here? Like, yeah, it's Chicago, but like your team's dog water. Like, why do I want to be here for like one of the last years of my career? So then they're like, well, would $4 million want to make you be for the last year of your career? And he's like, yeah, well, they're not going to be spending to the cap this year anyway.
I guess that's true.
They did the same thing with Nick Foligno. He also got $4 million.
Yep.
Oh my!
It's just both of those at the same time. I think Andreas Athanasiou's contract is really expensive too.
Dang, man. It's 1 year though, so it's like whatever. They're just like whatever. Get to the cap floor.
They want to have some semi-competent guys on there with Connor Bedard in his first year, but like don't necessarily need them to be the plan forever going forward.
Yeah.
Which isn't, I mean, it looks a little weird. I don't know if we've seen that many instances of people doing it, but like, I don't hate it as an idea. Like,
it's not a terrible idea.
You're given, like, I mean, having Taylor Hall there is a lot better than it was going to be before Taylor Hall was there for Connor Bedard. Like, he's got somebody to work with. And like, just a couple other guys too. Like, Corey Perry's not probably going to be. He's hopefully not seeing ice with Connor Bedard. If he is, that's
power play.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I can respect it. It's like the way you don't do it is Edmonton bringing in Lucic on a 7-year, like $6 million deal to play with McDavid. Like that was their express purpose. I'm like, he's going to keep up with him for maybe 20 games. Like, and then that's what happened. And then he was extremely overpriced. And then he got shipped to Calgary and he was overpriced there.
Yep.
Which, hey, return to Boston.
Now he's back to Boston.
For a mill, that's great. Good for him.
All right, before we move on,
it might actually
here,
make things feel like Boston versus Montreal again. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be fun.
All right, before we move on, I'd like to go over who the Lightning have signed.
Who have they signed?
Sheary, Archibald, Luke Glendening, and they did pick up a goalie who's played pretty well in the Eagles for the Colorado Eagles, Johansson.
Interesting.
Somebody named Chaffee. I fucking don't know.
Those are the guysiest guys I've ever heard.
And Calvin DeHaan. So
that's another guy.
Ex-Islander, dude. Ex-Islander.
Lots of guys.
Didn't he go from the island to Chicago? I want to say. Yeah.
Lots of guys.
That's I mean, it's good depth.
But still, the only thing I want to hear, and it's the only thing that we haven't heard, is I want to hear extensions for Stamkos and
Hagel's up,
and
right?
Hagel. Yeah. Well, he's not up, but he will be next year.
Oh, so he's eligible for an extension now. Okay.
Yeah. They're both in the last year their contracts. So
right. Okay. I wonder if this is when. I wonder if you don't get a Stamkos extension because
he goes somewhere else.
No, I wonder if this is
if he retires.
It's like he's come back from injuries, but like
I mean,
I can't imagine his body's feeling great.
No, it's probably not good. I don't know. I don't know how he feels.
That's true. I don't know how much he wants a third cup.
I mean, he's playing pretty good, and
I mean Tampa's not like fully out of their contention window yet. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
he'll probably. My guess is he is sitting. He's sitting on his hands and just gonna see how the season goes.
That feels like a see how the season goes, and then we'll talk about it.
And if they're doing pretty well, I could see them maybe getting one done before the trade deadline, right? Because that's like the deadline for signing that kind of a thing, isn't there?
I don't think there is one. I don't think not for extensions. No. I think you can just do extensions whenever. I may be wrong on that because I feel like I might have heard some weird like part of the rule. I don't know. I might be wrong on that, but yeah.
Yeah. Hagel on the other hand, he's probably not gonna sign one. He's probably gonna play out the season, and because he had 30 goals this year. Like,
he's gonna make a lot of money.
He was on pace for 30 goals with Chicago last year, and then he got 30 goals this year. He's a great player. He's gonna make too much for the Lightning with their current.
Well, you got to see. We are supposedly gonna get that fucking cap increase that we've been told is coming.
So that could help for sure.
That might be enough room. I don't know who else comes off the books at the same time though.
Well, they also need to sign. And this shouldn't be hard. I don't know how they haven't done it yet. What's his name? Who they shat out a bunch of picks for?
Jeannot.
Yeah, they got to sign him still. And I don't know how they haven't gotten it done yet.
You gotta sign him at this point. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't, but he did nothing. So like, he shouldn't be worth shit. Should be worth like a pack of gum. We'll give you a pack of gum to play hockey for.
Just we'll give you $1.5 million for 2 years, and you'll like it.
That's what I'm saying. But
because he didn't do anything to.
He didn't do anything to earn any more than that.
He didn't do anything this year.
I think he had 2 assists.
Like he showed promise. He showed promise the year before in Nashville, but like he did nothing this past year. So yeah, he can't make that much.
He's the perfect player to start doing good under the Lightning's tutelage. The perfect player.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
is there any other big ones on the Lightning? What are their big contracts left right now? Like what? Who's the big ones?
The big.
I know. I mean, other than like,
The fuck?
Is there any other than the obvious ones of like Stamkos, Hedman, Sergachev, Cirelli?
Oh, you didn't mention the two most expensive ones, or the three most expensive ones.
Point, Kucherov.
Point, Kuch, and Vasi are all at $9.5 million.
And those all make sense.
Yeah. So those guys are at 9.5. Hedman's like 7.6 or something, which is right around where Cirelli is. Chernak's at 5 something, which is okay. Stamkos is at 8.8. And I think that's it. I think those are that's their core right there.
Okay. None of those are really like
they're not egregious. They're not egregious, but there's just so many.
Yeah.
It's like if Toronto had 2 more guys that were generational talents. Yeah, no, we need this fucking guy. Jano. We did sign Asamont, so that's good. I like that guy.
It's fun. I liked him as like a third line guy. He seemed pretty good.
Yeah. Oh boy. Looking at their cap friendly though. Oh dear.
It's not going to be very nice in a year or two. There's going to be a lot of people coming due and like need more money. And
Patty Maroon, man.
What's he making?
$1 million.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been cheap he's been cheap since he came to the team.
He's just happy to be there.
What a legend.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Stamkos. I'm afraid of what a Stamkos contract's gonna look like.
You'd say it'd go down, but he had his most prolific year like a year ago.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm saying I could see him take a little team friendly, like stay the same deal. But I mean, man, if that's me, how that dude's made so much money. Why go somewhere else? You've grown up in Tampa. Your whole family's there.
That's what's making me think it's like if it comes down to it and like the money stuff doesn't work, he might just retire. Yeah, like if it's a situation where
it's not worth whatever.
I don't think he's gonna want to do the comeback for a bunch of years making league min routine because like he's already got 2 cups.
Yeah,
like I don't think he'll go that route. I think he'll.
It certainly.
We'll see. I guess
that certainly could be the case. Certainly could be the case. Yep. All right, let's move on here.
And Eric, you can talk about how the Islanders are just so nice, and they just hand the contract template comes with 7 years on it.
Earthquake moves by the Islanders here. I mean, shaking up the hockey world.
All right, we should probably stop.
Is that Eric cracking a beer?
No, that was me.
That was my brain splitting in 2. So the Islanders signed some guys yesterday.
They did indeed.
I'm gonna read the names off. You tell me the most important one. Sorokin.
Okay.
Well, there we are, right there.
Varlamov. Scott Mayfield and Pierre Engvall.
Hey, I think it's the giraffe.
What if I told you that Sorokin got 8 years and every other Sorokin got 8 years. We're gonna exclude Varlamov from this.
Yeah, all of
everyone
the non-goalies got 7.
Got only 1 year less than 8, which is the number 7.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Ben. I'm gonna run you through what was happening. So I was over at Caroline's yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just on my phone. I'm like, yeah, the Islanders haven't done anything, and I get all these notifications about what they're doing, and then like literally 3 minutes later, Ben, you're like, Engvall ? Scott Mayfield ? I'm like, Ben, you're literally tweeting exactly what my live reactions are right now.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, the Islanders did nothing except re-sign guys to. So I want to be clear. The AAV is fine, honestly. Like, it's not terrible. The term is just atrocious.
It's just a wild amount to give up for players that would never get it anywhere else.
Exactly.
And sure, the value is fine now, but 7 years is a lot of years for a lot of things to go wrong, and that value should not be worth it. I'm going
to go through this right now. So we're going to start with Mayfield. So Mayfield is to me, Scott Mayfield is like that playoff rental defenseman that you could pick up and could legitimately help you win a Stanley Cup. I mean, like, if your team's good enough, as you know, Mike,
he's a good finishing piece.
The man's a machine in the playoffs when it comes to beating the crap out of people and not getting called for it. So
I actually do not.
Isn't he their cross checkers?
Oh yeah.
Isn't he?
He cross checks. He
resident cross checker.
Isn't he their cross checker? It's like it's a position.
But
Mayfield
he's a really big defenseman, skates relatively well, and he moves the puck relatively well. So again, like
he's signed to till he turns 37.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna get to that. So Scott Mayfield is 30 years old, and it's a 7-year deal. He signed till he's 37. 3.5 for Scott Mayfield is still a little high for me. But if it wasn't 7 years, let's say it was 1 year or 2 years, whatever, right? You have to sign the guy. You can still get rid of him. But a defenseman ending their contract at 37 years old.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love signing my already 30-year-old physical defenseman to long-term deals. I think that's the best thing you can do.
Why? And then Lou was like, "Oh, you think that's crazy, Eric? Check out this Pierre Engvall deal." And I'm like, "Wow, Lou, give it to me. What's up?"
the AAV on that?
And Pierre Engvall, $3 million.
Okay.
Which,
it's still
another for another.
He had a heater in it with the Islanders for like 15 games.
Okay,
and that's about it.
We're gonna get to that. He had a heater with the Islanders. Regardless,
which is his heater was half a point a game.
Yes, Pierre Engvall is 27.
Dang, he was signed to
buddy. Pierre Engvall was signed to a 7-year deal as a 27-year-old. He's 34
when that comes up. Yeah.
By the time that deal,
that's good at least
in 2030.
In 2030,
what are you
put it in perspective?
So Pierre Engvall is a player. I looked up yesterday. Do you know what his career high in points is for a season? And I didn't check if this was an injury-ridden season.
Guessing game.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, have fun.
I'm gonna wait. It was an injured season.
I'm just saying I don't know if it was an injured season or not. I didn't check the games played.
I'm gonna
get
30.
You know what? Let me double check my
30. I'm gonna say 34.
Bring up this hockey DB, yeah. And I'm gonna say 19.
Oh, dang. I feel like he did better than 19. Excuse me.
So,
what are you shaking your head
at? What is your? Oh, sorry, guys.
I said 19.
I said 34. I'm giving him how old he will be when the contract is up. That's what I think.
You said 34, Mike?
Yeah.
Yep. And I said 19.
35.
Oh,
damn! Okay,
booyah.
I was being.
Okay, and this
so 35.
So
my troll guess worked out.
This was in 78 games played, so he did miss a few games. But
still,
Lou, you guaranteed us 35 points for 7 years at best. That's riveting. Riveting. Love it. Thanks, dude.
Also, I don't even know if that would have been injury because I know he wasn't always a regular with the Leafs. He got
true.
So it might have just been his season. He might have just been healthy scratch.
So yeah, those two contracts are things that happened.
Yeah, it's your
really
goalie tandem is rock solid.
And I wanted to end with the goalie tandem because obviously that was good, but it's like, wow, Lou, I'm glad you're a smart enough GM to realize you need to sign Ilya Sorokin to a lot of money. You old bastard.
We're giving everybody 7 years minimum.
So before I get to Sorokin, Varlamov obviously could have been a piece in trade talks. I know I mentioned at the end of the season for the playoffs, and they didn't. But he took a 4-year, $2.75 million deal.
Oh.
Sure, that's fine.
Best backup in the league, right there.
Yep, very good backup for sure. Probably one of the best. And then my boy, Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, he's not my boy.
Yeah. sorry. Signed for 8 years, $8.25 million a year. That contract ends. I think he's 27 right now, so it ends when he's 35. And 8.25 when you look
at go long usually.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So that doesn't work. The term doesn't worry me there because it's Sorokin. You kind of have to you have to
give him the money.
You have to. Yeah,
fantastic. He's the He's the Islanders' best player, probably.
Yes, by far. And when you look at what like a goalie like Vasilevsky's making, Hellebuck, like all those guys, right? Like $8 million is fine.
Yeah, it's
That's
like right in the middle.
Very fair deal. So that is literally all the Islanders did. That's it.
They got to move it, man.
They're the most boring NHL team of all time. You know,
or like, did you like that team last year? I hope
Lou was like,
no.
You know, everyone says Islanders games are like, because they're so defensively structured, like the games are sometimes a little bit slow to watch. Lou's like, you know, it's even slower. And then he just makes
free
these
agency.
fucking deals. You know, it's slower. My free agency and the time it's going to take for all these contracts to expire. Those are the two slowest things.
No. But listen, he's warming up because you know what he's warming up to. You know who he's got his eye on.
If you say what I think you're going to say it.
Josh Anderson.
Oh my god!
That's not what I was gonna say.
You know what? I respect that though. Keep it going,
Ben. We gotta make somebody's gotta make a meme of fucking Ben slapping the hood of a Josh Anderson car and being this baby. this baby will get you 20 goals.
He can hypothetically score 30.
Dude.
God, not on the Islanders. He scored 15, maybe.
God, that needs to be a thing.
5.
Maybe that'll. I'm gonna have zero work to do tomorrow at work. That's what I'm gonna do.
Just superimpose Josh Anderson's face like onto a hood, like get it like on.
And then
the
you're gonna be the
So-
car salesman, and then Eric's gonna be the guy standing there with the Islanders shirt on. No, I was
Mike-
gonna say Vlad Tarasenko.
Oh, you're gonna say Tarasenko?
He is still available.
He is. I don't think.
Patty
he's gonna
Kane?
No.
Move out to the
that's what-
island.
Barzell and Kane will pass the puck back and forth, and none of them will want to shoot it.
True.
That is very true.
Tarasenko likes to shoot. That was my first.
Actually, you know who else? You know who else likes to shoot? Alex DeBrincat.
I have heard.
Might be able to.
I've heard him being like
So-
to the Islanders.
Ooh,
And that's
fun.
I guess that's the last thing I'll say.
I've read a bunch of tweets, but
Yes, same. That's the last thing I'll say. DeBrincat, maybe. I'm trying to think like if
It'd
you're
be fun.
DeBrincat, it's weird. It'd be fun. I guess he'd be like. I don't know. I just look at the Islanders organization and I ask myself, why would DeBrincat want to play here? Because they were such a bubble playoff team last season. But maybe he thinks, maybe Lou will convince him,
we are going to put you on a line with Bo Horvat and Matt Barzal.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty darn good line on paper. So
we're definitely
One
gonna
line
need
will
to see
all of the scoring.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Jesus, we're
Like
definitely
that Bruins
gonna.
line.
Oh yeah.
Andersley will try with whatever plumbers he gets.
Plumbers. It's plumbers. We're definitely gonna have to see more out of that guy Horvat.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a very big question mark coming into the season, obviously. But yeah, the Islanders again, nothing happened, and it's weird because actually the other thing, Josh Bailey. I forgot. to mention
yeah,
that.
that's
Oh my
right.
God, what a terrible fan I am. Islanders legend Josh Bailey was traded to the Chicago Blackhawks for future considerations. One of the best players available.
And they promptly bought him out.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yep.
So is he out? Is he
Which-
done then?
So I'm just going to
I
say
don't know
this
if
about
anybody's
Josh
traded.
Bailey. Yeah, it was weird. Josh Bailey is still a very good player to have with a young Blackhawks team, in my opinion, because he still is good at creating chances in the sense like he's good at passing the puck. He can't do much else, but he can pass the puck well, and he's a smart player. So I'm surprised that the Blackhawks bought him out. But for him, he doesn't have to move all his crap and his family to Chicago because he grew up on Long Island is his home. So essentially, he's just going to retire on Long Island.
Or does Buffalo need some depth? It's close.
I don't know actually. I think they're set.
Josh Bailey. Yeah, I don't know
I
if
think
Josh
they're
Bailey
pretty
fits
set.
in.
Josh Bailey makes a hell of a lot of sense for the fucking Lightning, looking for dudes who want to make league men.
Yeah,
but I think they've got all the guys they need. But
Yeah, so
He,
I think
apparently,
Sorry,
I was laughing earlier because I looked him up to be like, hey, did he go anywhere? He hasn't. He's still an unrestricted free agent. But after ESPN, the first link in articles was Lighthouse Hockey, which I want to say is the former SB Nation, because SB Nation went under, but the other blog site, because the Habs have Habs as on the prize. Anyway, their headline was Josh Bailey's Islanders tenure ends quietly, because of course it does.
Yep. Because of course it does.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, but Josh Bailey, what an Islanders legend. Lovely
So
guy.
yeah, so congrats to him. Obviously it's not official yet, but
Yeah. That's
if he
what it's looking
retires.
like.
If
Who
he
knows?
retires.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Who do you want them to target? Do you want them to grab DeBrincat? Would you rather them get an older guy in Tarasenko? Probably be a little cheaper.
I would love to see DeBrincat, to be honest. Just based on how he would fit with that Isles team. So Tarasenko would be amazing, but I do think the Islanders need a little bit more speed, and DeBrincat's the younger player. So while he brings the scoring touch that is desperately needed, I think he also kind of brings the skating, which would, again, up front, the Islanders need all the skating they could get.
For sure.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I'd like.
Well, speaking of DeBrincat, where is he coming from? Oh. So Nick's not here. Obviously, he was previously engaged. But they made probably the signing that I was most excited for when I saw. I was like, ooh, that might actually do something for him. And that was is it Jonas or Eunice? Eunice, right?
Jonas, I believe. Yeah,
Jonas Corpusalo for $4 million a year for 5 years. Very nice deal. And if he can do what he was doing in, I mean, he was good in Columbus,
and he was good in LA for the playoffs.
He got back to being good this year in Columbus and was good with LA. The 2 or 3 years before that were not amazing. I'm pretty sure they were sub 900.
All right then.
He's a very back and forth goalie.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
So you hope for more back than forth, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which one's the good one? But let me look. I want to see, because I know he's been a bit up and down.
Regardless, that is their weak spot, especially after they brought Chychrun in.
Yes.
Goaltender was 100% their weakest area, and they brought in someone who can maybe be a goalie. And the best part is that it's a $4 million contract. Like that's not.
He's actually had more bad than good.
Well,
I think.
Really?
Well, first year he played 31 games, 920. Second year played 14 games, 905. Third year played 18, 897. Next year played 27, 897 again.
Do remember what team he was playing for?
He was on Columbus, but
he was on kind of a shitty Columbus team.
Yeah. Those first few years when they were kind of halfway decent when Tortorella was still there. But the other concern is he has played more than 30 games 3 times.
Is that from injuries, or is that from being the backup goalie?
I'm pretty sure he's been injured.
Because wasn't he the backup to
some of the years he would have been some of those years he would have been back up to Bobrovsky, and then he came in as like the one to take over for Bobrovsky, and then Merzlikins came in and ended up being better for a couple of years. So it's a little back and forth. But then also,
why is he getting beat out by this guy? Yeah. Well,
he has had flashes, and the most recent flash was quite good. So yeah, could be good.
And my whole thing is that it's $4 million or whatever. That's not terrible.
It'll get less terrible, especially once the jump comes. That's coming.
Yeah, if the cap jump comes, it's like you didn't even sign anybody.
Yeah.
So they also signed free agents Brandstrom, Chartier, Curry, Imama, Highmore, and Pylon. I hope that's how you say it, because that's awesome.
How's it spelled?
I thought it was Pilon.
Pilon.
Yeah, it's definitely Pilon then.
Fuck.
Probably.
Nah, that's Pylon.
You're just the GM of the Sens. He walks into the room. Nice to meet you, Pylon.
What's going on, bro?
Boko Mama, though, that was a Arizona player for a while.
Yes.
I think he's a bit of a punchy guy.
Oh
is
yeah,
a punchy guy.
there was
He's
an
like
awesome.
a fighter.
If you haven't watched it, there was an awesome Asian provocateur with
Oh
Adam
yeah, he
Wylde
was on one,
and,
wasn't he? Yeah.
and Boko Amama was on there.
Oh,
it was really cool.
nice.
It was a very good
I
episode.
don't watch all the episodes of that, but
It's
every
hard
once in a
to.
while.
Yeah.
So all those signings are kind of just signings. But I
Yeah.
think the Senators are fine. I think they'll be fine. Full season of Jacob Chikrin. Maybe they can
Josh
get
Norris,
something nice back
hopefully
from.
Injured for most of the year.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get something nice back for DeBrincat. We'll see. All right, gentlemen. We'll just quick talk about some of the bigger free agent stuff. Kevin Hayes to St. Louis. That's pretty good.
That was a trade.
That's a trade. That's a pretty good deal for both sides. Hayes goes to St. Louis. They get to kind of relax, or he gets to kind of relax on a
I'm still
better
confused how Philly only got a 6th round pick for that.
They
retained.
They retained.
Well.
They retained.
Yeah.
I don't
doing
know.
A favor for St. Louis, and I think Hayes had like 50-something points last year.
I think
on a dog shit Flyers team.
Yeah, I think I was listening to SDP today, and I think they just want the cap space. Maybe they were just literally I think Hayes wanted out. I don't know. They're probably just trying. They're trying to make it a clean slate. Is my guess.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, they probably could have gotten more.
Bears doing some good stuff. It just seemed low.
Toffoli goes to the Devils. The Devils.
That's
oh dear.
big.
That also seemed low for costs for him.
Yes. They Sharon Govich and a 2023 third for Toffoli, who's getting up there in age, but can still pot some goals quite a bit.
He was coming off like a crazy year too.
Yeah,
he was like
he had a lot of fucking goals.
Player who did well in Calgary this year.
Yeah.
The
Devils in just all around are oh dear.
Yeah. Toffoli had 73 points this year, 34 goals.
Holy
what the fuck?
That's the Devils.
So you add that into the mix. You got Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt,
Timo Meyer re-ups.
Timo Meyer
for 8 years.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're him getting like a full training camp to and time to get more integrated with them. That's gonna be big.
Look out,
Nashville's New Jersey's going to be really
no
good.
news on this yet, but imagine the Devils get a Connor Hellebuck.
That's their one thing they're missing.
You need to do goalie, don't they? Because they sent Blackwood out.
Blackwood's
they have Vanacek. They have Vanacek and Schmid.
Schmid.
Which he has such. It's a very small sample size. I don't know. Like you could say Schmid proved himself, kind of, but still.
I
think they need to sign him. I think he's up.
You are correct. I believe. So yeah, I think New Jersey's gotten better, and they were already really good. So watch out; they very easily could win the division.
I am selfishly hoping when that deal expires this year, Toffoli will come back to Montreal.
Back to Montreal.
Hopefully,
you never know. You never know. You better hope they suck taint, because he's gonna stay.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Let's see. Another trade. Riley Smith to Pittsburgh from Vegas. So he wins a cup as a misfit. And then they're like, all right, we'll see you later. For a 2024 third. So little bit back, get some cap relief. And Pittsburgh picks up a guy that can play pretty well.
Yeah, he had over 50 points last year.
Yeah, no, he's a good player for sure. You almost wonder why Vegas would get rid of him.
They needed room.
Yep.
If there's ever one constant in Vegas, it's needing cap room.
Yes. Hurricanes.
This year was for Ivan Barbashev re-signing, but
oh yeah. What was that deal? Because I don't even remember.
I don't know how many years, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around $5 million. I want to say.
Okay. All right. The Hurricanes grab Michael Bunting. So, he was supposed to be the big UFA guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
$4.5 million for 3 years. You see a lot of these little 3 years because they're like, we're gonna make a little bit of money now. Then when the cap goes up, we're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah,
that
was
how that works
trend.
Out. So Bunting goes there. That's unfortunate for any of you Metro teams because that's
real quick.
gonna be annoying.
Eric, Blue was just protecting you guys. They weren't gonna be pulling no. Hey, we're gonna do a short term deal and get the bag later. No, that's not happening. We're gonna protect
get no
the
bag.
Islanders. You're getting this bag and you're gonna like it.
It's just a bag of dog shit.
He saved you guys.
I just realized I simply can't comprehend 5D chess, and it's what Lou's been playing this entire time.
Can't comprehend it, man. Did you ever see Big Bang Theory? They're playing 4D chess.
Yeah.
Is that an actual
was
game?
it 4D
or, is that
or
just
3D? I can't remember, but it's like
remember.
it's got like
it had different levels. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
that's so.
I don't. I feel like it wouldn't even surprise me if that wasn't an actual game and they just made that shit up.
Oh, they definitely did.
They 100% did, and then now it's probably a real game. Somebody's actually made the rules.
You know what's the dumbest TV game tie-in I've ever seen?
Oh, I know what are you gonna say the drinking game from New Girl?
No. I actually still want to try True American. There's actual rules. You can Google it, and there's rules.
Somebody I've seen the rules.
Somebody gave it way more structure than the show ever did. But the show Queen's Gambit about the female chess player, that was on Netflix, did a Queen's Gambit board game that was like chess with other things. Like it was chess but not.
Come on.
And I'm just like, I don't think we needed to do this.
The Queen's Gambit game is chess.
It's just
your
chess.
Your show is about chess. The game has existed.
Whatever.
Do a Queen's Gambit branded tie-in chessboard.
Yeah, there you go.
It's right there. If you're gonna do the quick cash grab, what the fuck are you doing?
All right, few left here, gentlemen. Then we can get out of here. Pacioretty goes to Washington, $2 million a year for a year. That's fun.
Oh, okay.
Which could be good if he.
I can't believe he gets $2 million. I can't believe they gave him $2 million. I would have been like, dude, you've played like 3 games in the past 2 years.
The thing is, when he does play, he's still
good.
Fucking good. Problem is keeping him playing.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, Dubois to the Kings. So this was a trade. This was like the big blockbuster trade.
Oh my god.
So what was LA doing there?
That's a great question, Ben. So,
yeah, man, I don't like that. I
have a pretty good answer for you. They fucked around and found out in a very bad way.
Which, like, full props to Winnipeg. Like, great haul.
They got back a lot for a guy that did not want to be there.
So I don't know at the moment. Korpisalo was signed by Ottawa.
Yes.
Yeah. LA's starting goalie is
Phoenix
Copley. Okay. And now they lost Iafallo, Velarde, and Kupari, all young players on the upswing, except for Iafallo. Kupari was like a guy. He was a guy. Right? He was a guy. He wasn't bad. He's just a guy. But
Iafallo and Gabe Velarde are both pretty decent, though.
Iafallo's established. He's a guy, but he's established, and again, a great playoff addition. Velarde is, I say playoff addition. Iafallo's he's just good in the regular season and the playoffs. Velarde is just a good player, just a great player.
Which he had just kind of broken out as a goal scorer like the last couple of years.
Yes,
it's just a lot. I mean, that's 2 established players.
They signed Cam Talbot.
Oh, they did. So not much better.
Okay.
That's just a lot to give up for a dude, for one guy.
Who
that's
was
2 established players, second round pick, and a prospect. Is Kupari a prospect?
Yeah.
Like
who's played in the regular season? Like not just like he's played NHL games.
Okay.
Played games.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes.
That's just so much, man.
Wasn't there picks involved?
There was a second rounder to Winnipeg, but I don't know if there was a pick that came back.
No, I think it was just Dubois back.
Fucking A, man. That's an overpay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dubois is good, and he's got potential, obviously, but that's an overpay, man. This dude, because now you've got no good. Cam Talbot's your fucking starting goalie. You really think the games are gonna go well? You're gonna go through half a season of getting shit on, and Dubois is gonna be like, "Yeah, this sucks. I want out." Like, what do you
Can't
think's
really do
gonna
that with
happen
an
here?
8-year deal though.
I like I will say like on all right if we just put
He'll just bag
all the
it.
Dubois, if we put all the Dubois like I guess like drama aside, when you have Dubois, Kempe, Kopitar, Arvidsson.
They have
trying to
They have a
think.
good.
Oh god,
They have a good
Deneau.
middle.
So like
Oh, their
when you
center
look at
core
those-
is great.
yeah, so when you look at that stuff and building out, it's like okay, I see what you're doing there, and then pretty much after that, it's like what's going on?
I just.
What is this?
I mean,
yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, maybe. I would have.
Yeah.
They should have been. They should have been working. They should have been going for Hellebuck over Dubois. I'm sorry. That should have been their. That should have been their target. Should not have been Dubois. They should have been looking at Hellebuck.
1,000%.
8.5 mil a year too.
If they see now, if they traded all these guys for Hellebuck, I might say, okay. Now, if they traded this for Hellebuck and Dubois, then I'd be like, okay, that was a good trade. but,
yeah.
But all that for just Dubois is that's just a lot, man.
Yeah.
Get yourself a fucking pick with him at least. Christ.
Seriously. It was a sign and trade. What was it? Eight something?
Yeah.
8 something times 8.
8 by 8.5.
There you go.
8.5 mil.
Yeah.
So there goes the Kings, kind of doing stuff. Maybe you know what? I'm sitting here thinking they're gonna be. It's not gonna work. They'll win the Pacific Division. I'm sure.
We did all call Vegas not making the playoffs, right?
No. 3 of us.
Who was the one that called it?
I want to say Eric had them in the playoffs,
Okay.
but I don't know for sure. But I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember either. To be honest, I can't take credit.
Last thing, you know what? Last thing two more things. First, the Leafs added some grit grinders.
It did indeed.
Bertuzzi and Domi. So
no, Bertuzzi and Reeves.
And Domi. They signed Domi, Ben.
Domi just happened.
That just happened? Like during the show?
30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
Domi just happened. So
they still haven't signed Samsonov. What money do they think they're gonna do that?
I
with?
wondered the same thing about I didn't even know they had enough money to sign Bertuzzi to $5.5 million. But at the very least, if they make the playoffs, this makes them harder to play in the playoffs, I guess. But we'll see. But the bigger thing I wanted to talk about, because everybody talks about the Leafs, I'm sick of it. The bigger thing I want to talk about is the Predators, boys.
Yes.
The Nashville Predators, baby. They trade Ryan Johansson with a little. Did they retain on Johansson?
I actually don't think.
Did they? They did.
Okay. Half, right?
So they retain a bit on Johansson. They buy out Matt Duchene, who then goes to Dallas. I was really hoping that somehow Brisebois would be able to grab him for cheap, but he was unable to.
Yeah, great fit for Dallas, though.
Yeah, no, Dallas is looking like they're going to be pretty good again. And then they signed Luke Shen, Gustav Nyquist, Grausenik, Cody Glass. Is that William Carrier from Vegas? I think.
William, yeah.
Oh, really?
And
William.
then the big fish,
That was
Ryan O'Reilly, boys.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be a fantastic team, but
no.
I feel like it's just one of those things when you look at the Predators and like the way it was trending with Johansson and Duchene. Like, well,
I think they just kind of wanted to reset.
They just wanted to reset, and like it's one of those things, right? And to the fans, it's like, listen, we know you love these guys. They were good players. Like they still are.
Oh, I think they were
like
ready.
You just need a reset.
I think they were ready to kind of
because it's not
do something. Like it's not like they were lighting the world on fire. Like
yeah.
And like those respective players, so Johansson went to Colorado. He'll do fine in Colorado. He'll do fine. It's Colorado.
Yep.
Duchene, he'll do fine in Dallas.
He's going to be like the 3C probably. So
yeah, it's a win-win.
Or he might be a winger. Yeah, I guess they might put him.
Who also went to Colorado? Joe Drouin.
Yes, Drouin. That's right. He did go to Colorado.
I hope. I mean, I even on a different team. I don't think he's kind of at the point in his career where like he kind of is what he is, but I think he can improve a bit, and I could see him doing better than he did in Montreal, and I hope for his sake he does. He needed a new start, and also reunited with his old junior bestie, Nate McKinnon.
Oh, nice.
They were, I believe, picked in the same top 3. Was he a top 3 pick?
Drouin was 3rd overall to the Lightning.
Yeah, they were in the same top 3 draft, and then they went on very different paths.
They did. They did indeed. Listen, it started well.
Yeah, you can blame Mark Bergevin for that one.
He was very good in Tampa.
Hey, this second line winger that's been killing it on a good team. We're gonna bring him into this ass team and have him play first line center.
Ass team.
And it didn't go well for some reason.
I was hoping. A little part of me was hoping they'd be able to. They would bring him back. The Lightning would bring Drouin back.
It would have been cheap. He signed. I don't think it was Leagueman, but I think it was $850,000.
It was. It wasn't very much, and I was like, "Fuck, you couldn't get him." I feel like he'd be fine. Like if you're putting him third line winger or something. Whatever.
He can't really play defense anymore. I will say that. I don't know if he ever did, but
I don't remember. He played for like only a couple years in Tampa. I don't know if he was ever a D man or like a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got, gentlemen. Unless you want to move on, I think the Predators will be fun.
I just want to talk about one more thing.
Yes.
There's one more big fish. It's not going to happen during this episode unless I just jinx it. But Erik Karlsson wants out of San Jose. And
they
there
want
are 3
him out.
teams. There are 3 teams interested in him right now. So it's Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Carolina. I don't know how Carolina possibly is going to do that. That being said, if their salary retained and Karlsson wants to win now, they could somehow make it work.
Go to Seattle.
Seattle, I think, is a good pick.
Yeah, I feel like Carolina must be out of it at this point because they did the Orlov contract. 7.75 a year, I think, for 2 years.
Oh,
yes, for Orlov.
Which is a lot, but at least it's 2 years. So it's like, if it ends up not being great.
Take notes, Lou. Take notes. You guys hear those fireworks?
I see the flashes. I don't hear them. I see the flashes, though.
I heard those.
They went off right after I said take notes, Lou. I don't think he's angry. I think he's angry.
He's shooting fireworks at you.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh, I mean, I guess playing with Sidney Crosby is fun, but I don't think Pittsburgh is in win now mode. I mean, I guess they always are.
I hope not, man. They're so old.
Well, from Dubas's, you said Pittsburgh, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah. You said in Dubas's
he wants to
introductory press conference, essentially said they're going to try to make the last 2 or 3 years of Crosby and Malkin's career as competitive as possible.
Okay.
And then try to shift on the fly and do stripping it down.
I mean that's nice. Yeah, you wanted. I mean, because Crosby is still a great player,
and it's also it's not the worst plan if he can find a way to do it. Because Crosby and Malkin are fucking Crosby and Malkin. It's not like they're ass. They're fucking good still.
For sure.
So I'm intrigued to see if he can actually pull off, because
that's gonna be tough.
I've thought I've seen bad cap situations, but good Lord, Ron Hextall and Brian Burke did not leave that team in a good spot. At all.
Gonna be tough. All that being said, Erik Karlsson, I want him to be a Kraken.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That could be fun.
That's
they're a good team. They're a good team on the way up.
That's a great fit.
Yeah.
Because who's their defenseman? Who's their defenseman on the power play? I don't even know.
I don't think they have anybody that's really that flashy offensively.
Yeah. So there you go. He plays third pair D minutes and
top line power play
minutes. Yep. Probably second pair.
Second line. Yeah, because he's at 11 mil a year right now, and there's no way San Jose's going below 8. So
yeah.
You better get some use out of that guy.
Yep. So people that we'll probably see signed in the near future. Tarasenko still needs to be signed. Patrick Kane still needs to be signed. Jonathan Toews, I didn't think he was going to play anymore. I thought he was just done.
He seemed a lot more unsure. It might happen. Probably won't.
Well, we'll see. Okay. So he's still out there and available if people want to sign him, if he wants to go somewhere. I can't think of any others, but
There definitely are.
There definitely are, but those are the
like-
big ones. Those are the biggies.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
obviously,
Hellebuck, Connor Hellebuck.
he
He's a free agent.
is
I don't think-
under
Oh.
contract for another year.
Sorry, yep. Yep.
But we can watch out for a trade of him because I feel like that
Yeah,
could
yeah.
end up being a thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's about it. You guys got anything else?
Happy 4th coming up. That's pretty much
Indeed,
it.
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, have some fun. Have some fun.
Yep.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully we'll get all 4 of us on.
Oh yeah.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right. Nice 2-hour show, gentlemen. Damn.
I was saying,
Oh, yeah.
we were closing it on 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
All right. Peace out, everybody.